slots there are, the more difficult the roll is. So this is pretty simple. It's just it's 2 slots and their stats relatively high. But if you want to guarantee a slot to work, then you can focus. I'm going to right click on this crow, and you can see I just spent a focus. It's now 1 less. This slot is now
eliminated,
100% guaranteed.
Gotcha.
So it's a good thing to do when you're trying to do something really important. If it's not important, maybe don't waste your focus doing it, because once you're out of focus, you are at the fate of the dice, because it's now 100% just rolling.
Right, just
dice.
roll, yeah.
Yeah, but if
that's where the probability comes in. But at least you could try to focus on that specific.
Yeah. So if you're in like an important boss fight or something, you're kind of in the dying stages and you have focus, use your focus. But if you're fighting a rat, don't spend it.
Fair enough. So really quick, I'll just like the art styles from an engine perspective. What are we utilizing? Is this Unity? Is it Unreal? What are we using from an engine? Or is this custom?
It's Unity.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Our For the King one is Unity as well. So we've kind of really become a Unity studio. So yeah, we're very comfortable with it. Yeah,
Nice.
It's been good for us.
As far as the development on the game, as far as how long have you guys been working on it in general, and then in terms of development cycle?
So we started this in about 2019, late 2019, and then we took a bit of a hiatus to work on some DLC for the first game. So we took about 6 months off. So since then, though, it's been 3 years or so, 3.5, something like that. So it's been a pretty healthy dev cycle. We're really close to release now, so it's.
Oh, so we're getting close to release. Oh, okay, cool. And as far as the size of the team, how many of you guys? It's a bigger team, smaller team?
Yeah, it's a small team. We've always been small teams. So right now we're at about 13 people. The first game we started with 3 people, so it was microscopic. And now we're we feel like we're a big studio, but 13 people is still not very big. So
impressive for 13, man. This is really impressive.
Yeah, it's kind of been our thing. Is we kind of we punch above our weight class a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we just kind of do ambitious things that we feel that we're able to do with a little extra work and a little bit of overtime and all that stuff. So we're pretty proud of of the amount we've been able to accomplish on this. So
yes. Yeah, I like that focus mechanic, because again it helps you prioritize, but there is risk obviously if you use it. You're gonna run out of it. Absolutely. Yes, if we get to praying for this down. Nice.
Actually, I took a teleport scroll from the loadout, so we're just gonna.
Oh, wait, let's sit there. Let's get all over there.
Well, we'll get us a little bit closer. Actually, I think what we'll do maybe is walk as far as possible and then teleport.
Nice. In brand. There we go.
And I can spend a focus, get an action point. And she's like, okay, I'll find you here. And she's like, all this sneaking around is just stressing me out. She's starting to spill the beans here. Under the orders of Queen Rosamond, she's been arresting everybody who's getting in her way, basically. And she's saying, there's a girl at the guardhouse. We got to rescue her. She's kind of like this prominent figure, and an important part of the resistance. She ends up being a really important part of the whole overarching story. So her name's Grizel, and we got to go save her. But she's tied up here, and we need to distract the guard. So we'll need to raid the guardhouse. She says, our best bet is to cause a ruckus and forcing the Queen's Guard to react. So she said, let's just cause a commotion. We'll get the guards out of there, and then we'll go and rescue her. So she says, let's go start a brawl at the tavern. I know that always works.
Good old brawl distraction.
Yeah. Then she's like a bit of an arsonist too. She's like, let's go
burn this down.
Yeah, totally.
Another good distraction.
Yeah. So we have to go do 2 things here. So the game's always giving you a few objectives. Sometimes just one. Sometimes we throw 3 at them and say you have to do these things within a certain time frame.
Right.
And you can see at the top here these little time hourglasses coming. So every round that completes, the timeline shifts to the left. And then when these hourglasses expire, they start to fill a meter. And when this meter fills, it's just over. So any good roguelike requires a little bit of a time pressure, like what they call the food mechanic. If you play the original rogue games like that, they just have food, and when you're out of food, you die. So so you have to keep finding food. So this is kind of our version of that. It's it's just time is just pushing you
forward. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If you're not being pushed, then you can just grind endlessly. And if you can grind endlessly, then you've just got all the resources you'll ever need. So it's kind of what's the point, really? So time's just an important part of the formula here. So we now have a couple things to do. We have to get down to this pier. I'm going to just end this turn. And it's all I'm just trying to keep my guys kind of spread out so they're all available at any given time. There's a fight at a tavern here, so I think I might just keep these 2 guys close, and I just got jumped.
Oh, we got surprised. All right, get some goblin tricksters.
But I'm just gonna retreat, I think, 'cause I don't really need to fight him right now.
And those kind of like pop-up encounters, as far as that can happen along those travels.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what makes the roads safer, is that you don't get jumped on the road. You get jumped because there's a goblin like hiding behind a bush or something. But when you're on the road, then you typically don't see like
More the safer.
Yeah. So roads are actually a new addition to the game. Like, we didn't have roads in the first game, so they've kind of given a nice little like flavor. Actually, we just found a sanctum. So sanctums are awesome. They will grant you like kind of a permanent buff to your character, and on top of that, if you die while having a sanctum, it'll automatically resurrect you, so it doesn't consume any life support.
Gotcha. So it's kind of like your waypoint after you.
Yeah, but then it's destroyed permanently, so this thing will be
So it's like a
broken.
one-time- okay.
It's a one-time thing. So there's a few of these in the world, so you kind of want everybody to have a sanctum. So this is crazy powerful. Sanctum of Focus gives you +2 focus, so we've already known that we know focus is powerful. It's kind of like the lifeblood of the game, and now this thing's going to give us +2. So this herbalist is just ready to go now. She's got like a max 82.
Ton, yeah.
Yeah, she's got the little Sanctum of Focus modifier here. So
And the devoted verbiage is
the what?
the devote. I saw it said devoted for her. Like that. That's just the verbiage once you interact with the sanctum.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
You just
okay.
interact with it. So you devote to some random god in this monument here, and there's a bunch of them. There's like the Sanctum of Focus, the Sanctum of Wealth, the Sanctum of Shadows, and stuff like that. So they're all kind of like themed around probably what you would expect, and they add just kind of more fun like dynamic elements to the game.
Cool. Yeah, this looks really good, man. And again, very promising. A lot of polish, off the top is what I see.
Yeah.
Animation style, you can see definitely a labor of love here.
Yeah,
And again, the passion just oozes out. So again, as far as platforms, what are we looking at right now? Is it we just focusing on PC, or
Yeah.
what are we looking at?
Steam only for now, initially, but as time goes on, we'll be working on the full suite of consoles. That's a little bit later on in development. So
We're talking consoles.
Yeah. So 14.1 was on consoles, and it was popular. We had it on Switch and PlayStation, Xbox, all those things, and it did really well. We had it through like Game Pass. It was available through Game Pass.
It was a game, okay, cool.
Yeah. So it was a great way of like getting it out to the community, and it just works well. It plays really well with the controller. We're set up with mouse and keyboard here.
So I mean, ROG Ally, a lot users would love to play for the King too. I mean, I know team small. I know we got to work on platform priority, but I'm just saying, there's a base out there that would also like to play these styles of games on the go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll see what we can do, but well, we got to get the game out in the wild first, and then kind of get people playing it and buying it, and then from there, who knows what can happen. So
I appreciate your time, man. This looks absolutely phenomenal. Again, for a person like me who is Dungeons and Dragons like, who's now slowly getting into the genre, and I've always been a fan of turn-based, but that actual probability, that extra dynamic to it is really cool. And again, art style and how much attention to detail I see in the game, it's really, really cool. So again, For the King Part 2, any last words to our audience for anyone who's interested or where they can find and support the game?
Yes, I mean, it's going to be out later in the year. No exact date yet, but I mean, if you've played the first game, you're going to absolutely love this. If you've never even heard of it, I would just suggest giving it a try. And if you love turn-based games, you love playing with your friends, if you like a good single-player challenge, like it's capable of doing everything. So it attracts a wide audience, as I said, and I just think that everyone should give it a shot because it's just a fun game.
Awesome. Salute to the team, man. Yeah. Absolute pleasure. For the King 2 Iron Lord Podcast. Approved turn-based fans, get on it. And Dungeons & Dragons fans, get on it.
Thank you.